Good morning, potato chips. It's wee Paddy from across the shuck, and this is a really exciting video for me. Excuse me. Being from the UK, I'm wanting to support local knife companies and outlets, anything to do with knives in our own country here in the UK. This gives me immense pleasure. I have been waiting for months to do this video. Now, it's not on either of these two knives, but these two knives that you can see here, we'll talk about later, that are part of Taylor's Eye Witness, which, for those of you who do not know, are a premier brand of knives made by an extremely talented knife maker called Lee White. Now, he was brought to my attention by Slick Slicers over on the Slick Slicers channel. I'll put a link to his channel down below in the description. But they come from I got these from a shop, and I want to promote the shop. It's very difficult at times to get the Premier Collection, especially, which I'm going to be showing today, anywhere in the UK, because they're made by just one person. Taylor's Eye Witness is made by just one person at this time, and it's Lee White, who is just amazing. Now, he makes from their budget range up to their premier range, and this exclusive range, the premier range, because they are such a high-end knife, they don't come in the volume that other knives will come in, and they're not sold from the same outlets that a lot of the other knives are sold in. These are more a budget and a tourist if they want to buy something quickly, or this is one of the best work knives in the world, in my opinion, this budget end. But for collectors or people who like to use very high-end, the Taylor's Eye Witness Premier Collection they're a rival to anybody in the world, and I mean anybody. To me, this is the Northwoods. As Northwoods is to the GEC, to the Northfield is to GEC, this is what the Premier Collection is to Taylor's Eye Witness. So that's the standard I'm setting, and I can match, and I believe equally without fear tell you that you're going to get a knife that is a piece that you can pass down to your children. Now, a little bit about how I got in contact. Slick Slicers put me in contact with this company, and the company is called, you'll have to excuse me, I have a frog in my throat. This company was introduced to me by Slick Slicers, so I've got to give him full credit. And he gave me the name of the fellow who runs it, which is David Kidd, and it's called the Bakewell Cook Shop. The Bakewell Cook Shop. And what it is, it's a premier knife cutlery store that ranges from kitchen knives through to the high-end Sheffield makers of pocket knives. So it's a huge store, a huge collection of knives and tools to do with Sheffield, England. Now, this is the middle of the year. This is the sort of purchase that I think a lot of us will only buy once or twice. I can honestly say that I will probably buy more than that, because they're worth saving for if you can get them, and when you can get them, you buy them. You don't wait. And as you'll see when I put this up, these knives will disappear off the shelf really quickly. So I just want to give you my guarantee for whoever I am is that what you're going to get is an excellent quality knife with a backup from a company that has been going for quite a long time and who stand by the products that they sell. And if you're looking to get somebody Christmas gifts, then you want a Sheffield steel kitchen knife, this is the perfect place to go. But today I'm only going to talk about the Barlows that are just about to be dropped today. Please don't hesitate. If it's something you've wanted, if it's something you're thinking about and you have the money to buy one, buy it today, because what with COVID and that, it's taken a long time to get a restock, because you're talking about a one-man business who was affected. Lee White was affected, obviously, like the rest of the cutlers around the world, with COVID, and how easy or how hard it was to get materials. So, the other thing that I want to tell you about is that in conjunction with David Kidd, who owns the Bakewell Cook shop, he has offered to give my subscribers... Now, I bought this knife, I'm going to show you. Now, he gave me a little discount, and I'm really thankful for that. But I still had, I still paid a good amount of money for this knife. The coupon code he is going to give us gives us 5% off anything in his shop. And that's why I wanted to mention the kitchenware, everything. The only thing you have to put in the coupon code is PPP, standing for Paddy's Potato Peelers. If you enter PPP, you'll get 5% off anything in the shop. So that's it. That's the shop plugged. Now I'm going to solely concentrate on a beautiful piece of cutlery with a wide variety of handle materials that are wood that have just been dropped today and will be, as they're not getting dropped properly until I've made this video. So stand by. So let's set these to the side. This is the way a Premier Knife Collection knife comes from the Sheffield. It's a lovely hard box, and inside it you have the foam with your knife, which will be inserted. This is not actually the box, I'm going to have to be honest here, for the knife that I'm showing today, but it's very similar to the box that it will come in. It's just a beautiful, classy, rich looking box that's great for keeping your collection in, if that's your way of doing it. It'll also come with this. This is Craftsman Alive. This is from the maker, Lee White, whose signature is at the bottom, and who stands by everything that he produces. Lee White is a genuinely nice fella. I'll leave that there and you can read that. It just tells you a bit about it, and who Lee White is, and the company. Taylor's Eyewitness. Sorry, don't know where I was going there. But, so you've seen that. Here is the knife that I'm going to talk about today. And this is the standard of knife you can expect from Taylor's Eyewitness and the Bakewell Cook shop. Mine's in olive burl, I believe. I'm not even sure. I've had this for so long. And we were waiting for the resupply. COVID hit. It just was a nightmare. So I'm just so glad to show you. You've seen this a couple of times, but I'm going to do a proper review of this knife here today. One, I think the bolster area is the nicest bolster in knifedom. I just think it is stunning. Absolutely stunning. The high polished blade is absolutely stunning. It really is perfection. Look at that file work on the back spring that comes right up onto the knife blade itself at the top. It is just stunning. No gapping whatsoever. A beautifully finished knife coming around into clean brass lined bolsters. The covers are just stunning. I'll try and give you the best view I can of this. They are amazing. And every single other cover material that they're not just bits that he picks up in the workshop. These are hand-picked pieces of wood that go into his knives. And the nice thing that I like about the British Barlow is this bulbous end on it. So when it's in your hand, and you've got a high ricasso here, when it's in your hand, this is the most comfortable working knife that I have ever used. High carbon steel blade, it is just stunning. That polish is just mirror, absolutely mirror. If I can get it to show you me sitting up here. Oh, no, I'm not going to get it down. Oh, here we go. There we go. You can see my camera there. I'm up behind it, but I'm a bit dark in the background. Anyway, the transitions to the bolsters are perfection itself. They are just beautiful. You can barely, other than you going from wood to metal, you couldn't really tell. The pins are all perfectly hafted. The wood is perfectly hafted. Now, it's not going to be, because these are handmade, you will see little differences, but that's the joy of having a handmade knife, that they are individual. They are absolutely individual. It is done by hand. But if you look at that, it is so hard to find any flaw. And I don't consider hafting a flaw. I believe that every knife just lends itself to certain little different shapes. humps, bumps. That's what makes the knife individual, that one person has made this from start to finish. And that's worth money in itself, to know that somebody is that talented to make such a beautiful, beautiful knife. I love the fact that the British Barlow has a deeper, stouter work blade than most others. I'm sorry, these blades are just so hard to keep clean, but again, the joy of this. Is this a work knife? This is what, if you can afford it, this will make an amazing work knife. For me, it is more of a collection piece. I have used it. It cuts. It's a knife, and it's meant to cut, and it does cut, and it's ground to cut. But if you want a collection piece that you can hand down to your children, and your children can hand down to their children, Taylor's Eyewitness have been going a long, long time. We're talking just a knife company that's been at the top of its game, and it has gone through little slumps as different makers come and go, because it's like the makers are just traditional people who take over from the one before. At the moment, Lee White is just so talented, it's scary. And he has a hell of a workload, which is why you wait sometimes to get the particular knife with the material that you want. You sometimes just have to be patient, because they're not knocked out every week. This has taken a couple of months to get to here so that Bakewell could get another batch of these Barlows. They have other knives like these here on their website as well. You'll get discount on all of them. And again, I just stress that his whole shop, you'll get 5% discount on cutlery. So what do you think? Do you like this? Let me know down below. Let me know what you think of the standard that you would be getting. These are an expensive knife that, there's no point in me making any bones about it. This is not something that most of us will buy 10 of. Not like Slick Slicers, who has far more than 10, let me tell you. But this is a knife that you'll have for your collection if you're a collector. It's a knife that you'll enjoy to use if that's your want. And I do use this, but I'm going to be honest, I use it lightly because it is just so beautiful. I haven't had the British Barlow with this more bulbous end. Now, I'm not saying our Barlow's better than the rest of the world. Well, not maybe, but it is just the ergonomics of a British Barlow for me is that bulbous end, because when you're on this knife, you are secure and solid with no exceptions. It doesn't really matter what size your hand is. You're pinching up here, and this fat Barlow just gives you so much feeling, tact. It's just, I can't tell you. And I'm going to rant and rave, and I'm probably not going to make this a long video, because you know what I'm like. I'll go on and on and on. And look, this knife speaks for itself. It doesn't need Patty to tell you it's beautiful. It is just stunning. Now, I'm going to give you some of that. I'm going to read this off a little bit of paper here. I don't do a lot of paper writing, as you know. But the knives that are going to be up today are going to be in black walnut, snake wood, black palm wood, king wood, ebony, and he has 4 ironwoods. And his ironwoods is what I'm going to buy next. It's my next purchase, because the figuration and his ironwoods are unbelievable. Unbelievable. They're just stunning. Nothing wrong with any of them other ones, but I know his ironwoods. I've had a look at them, and they are gorgeous. In fact, there's not one on that list that I wouldn't want. So I'll not make this a long and drawn out process. This is Taylor's Eyewitness. This is the highest end knife that I have in my British collection that is an heirloom collection piece. There we go. It's an heirloom collection. It took me a while to get that word. I'm not the brightest, but there we go. It's heirloom collection quality. It is just beautiful. And with getting that 5% off, which doesn't sound like a knife, but when it's a more expensive knife, And I know the costs involved in making something like that. So this is not wildly expensive. This is the same price as a high-end GEC. So there you go. Now I think that's expensive. I pay it? Of course I do. I definitely pay it, and I will buy more of them. But I'm a collector. But as an heirloom piece, or if you want to buy somebody a retirement gift, somebody who loves knives and they've got a retirement coming, they've got a big birthday, Christmas is coming. This is the time to invest money in something that's going to be not a one-off, but it's going to be a rarity. There isn't that many made because it all comes from one maker who also makes the budget line. And I'm just going to show you, this is just on a basic wood, very similar in shape and size, but the quality difference is unbelievable. Although they're the same maker, and the quality for the price that this goes for is outstanding. Outstanding. But this is your heirloom piece. This is the bit, as I say, to buy for somebody who means a lot to you and you don't mind spending a few quid on or a few dollars. This company, Bakewell Cook Shop, will send anywhere in the world. So that 5% that you're going to get in discount will probably pay for your postage. If you live in America, Canada, Australia, I know I've subs all around the world, India, just anywhere. That 5% discount will cover your postage, I would say. So there again, it just makes it feasible to think about buying a knife in the UK. If you're in the UK, it's free postage. You know, the 5% discount just covers everything. So please, even if you don't buy one today, head over to the Bakewell Cook Shop. Obviously, down below there will be the details, and I will be putting a link down below that will take you straight to these brand new selection that are just going up on the website today. We'll take you to them first, and then you can go through the shop. If you see something you like, buy it right now, because I don't know when they'll be back in again, and I do know that these will sell out incredibly fast. Incredibly fast. So I'll leave that with you. Thank you so much for watching. David Kidd, thank you so much for allowing my subs to get a little bit of a backhander for buying your product, which, as David knows, Lee White is a maker extraordinaire. I just highly recommend him. Paddy's gone, cup of tea time. I'm exhausted. This has been such an exciting time to get this product into the hands of my subs throughout the world. Don't miss out. Buy today if you can. If not, save up, and when they come back in again, I will let you know. Every time there's a new batch, I will let you know when they come in, and you will get a 5% discount as it stands at the moment. So there you go, folks. Thank you very much. Paddy's away. David, thank you so much indeed. To Lee White, you're my hero. Take care. I'm away. Bye-bye now.